And we are live.
Yay!
When last we left our heroes, Amras the Red had undergone an extended period of shadow-fueled alcoholism and madness, in which he and the wayward elves Duvaniel, her brother Oldir, and the young Tinuel stole the Lamp of Balthi, an ancient Fenorian lamp which had once belonged to the elves and had now, somehow, come into the possession of the men of Woodland Hall several generations ago. While the rest of the party was away at the funeral pyre of Ingomar Axebreaker, Amras and Duvaniel snuck into the hall, put the guards to sleep, stole the lamp, and made off with it down river in the general direction of Skybridge Oak, an ancient oak tree which marks the beginning of a hidden path through the wood towards the elves' ancient fortresses in the mountains of Mirkwood. The chase began when, on his way out, Amra set fire to several of the buildings around the hall, notably the ale hut, prompting the swift return of the men of Woodland Hall. Several hunting parties set off in different directions in search of the wayward elves, the most important of which are those of Keowina the Generous, which currently includes Asfrid of the Black Arrow, that of Mogdred of Tyrant's Hill, the would-be new war leader of the Woodmen, and that of the company itself, comprised now of Illyri, Narvi, Idas, and Moonin. Coming first upon the trail of the wayward elves, the company tracked them to the Skybridge Oak itself, where they found the wayward elves currently cornered by the werewolf of Mirkwood. Several great wargs of Wilderland, and a strange individual wearing the black armor of the Easterlings. And as the party entered the clearing, this strange individual had turned, screeching out as he extended a armored claw towards the group and said, "Come not between the Nazgul and his prey, or he will not slay thee in thy turn. He will bear thee away to the houses of lamentation beyond all darkness, where thy flesh shall be devoured, and thy shriveled mind be left naked to the lidless eye."
That was definitely worth doing twice. Good job. Oh.
If he fall into the hands of the enemy, will Asfrid and Keowina show up just in time to bury the bodies? And will Mogdred be the new war leader of the...
Will there be bodies left?
I lost Richard.
I lost
Yeah,
Richard
me
too.
too.
Cutting in and out for me
Bye,
too.
Richard.
Can't hear you, bud.
Can't. No.
That's
nothing.
gonna make this more difficult, or more easy, actually.
All right. So
It would be good if I didn't mute the microphone. So it was the last thing you guys heard.
Your question. Ask all your questions.
Okay, right. My radio announcer questions.
Yeah.
Will the heroes triumph? Will the Lamp of Balthi fall into the hands of the enemy? Will Asfrid and Keowina show up just in time to bury the bodies? And will Mogdred be the new war leader of the Woodmen when all is said and done? Find out tonight on The Darkening of Mirkwood, Session 64, The Battle of Skybridge Oak.
64, y'all.
64.
That's crazy.
All right.
Or
we
eight,
go
in
back
my
and like
case.
rewatch this when we get to like episode 200, and we'll be like, we thought 64 was.
I know. And Tirza and Abby and Aaron will all be playing in the campaign by then. And
Ben's hair will be tamed.
Ben's hair will be tame. Actually, it might all just fall out, and mine will be white.
Oh, you can't have white hair too. His
Don't
has
worry,
to-
Ben. It's a very distinguished look.
All right.
Friction when you're running too.
Yeah, that's right. You're much more. You're the most aerodynamic person here, JM.
That's right. That's why I do butterfly, because I just...
Well, that'll be
that's the
good
one.
because I have a feeling you'll be doing a lot of running tonight. Okay, so as the four of you, I guess, have entered this clearing. Sorry, Soph will come to you, Asfrid, here in a minute. As the four of you have entered this clearing,
You're welcome to take your time getting back to Asford.
as the four of you have entered this clearing, you see a number of wild wolves circled around this huge kind of almost this cleft in the earth where the massive roots of the Skybridge Oak kind of jut off at angles, almost like the spurs of a mountain. And in that cleft, you see Amras the Red and the three wayward elves, whose names are Duvaniel, Oldir as the one in the front with the spear, and the young Tinuel. Tinwell is in the very back, and she seems to be fumbling with a large sack in her hands. There is Duvaniel and has her sword drawn, as does Amras. There is blood on Amras's blade, as well as on the tip of Oldir's spear. 2 enormous wargs already lie dead. The others are circling for the kill. This black figure, black-clad, black-armored man is standing in the back, seems to sort of be directing the assault, and he has now turned his attention towards you as he has entered the clearing. What are you doing? This would be the chance if you want to take a quick moment to make a preparatory battle roll. I will allow that as you're
Can I do
assessing
a
the
battle roll?
situation.
And then can I do a song?
You
Song
can
of
do
battle?
one or the other.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm going to do the battle song.
All right.
I'll do battle as well.
All right. Itis is rolling battle here real quick, which is my favorite skill.
Ooh.
TN 14.
Yep.
Arr.
So close.
So.
No,
oh,
he-
nice. All right, I guess.
Moonin, you have 1 success die to spend during the battle.
Okay. And I have courage points still.
You have courage points still.
Does he learn anything about the lay of the land from that battle roll?
What you can see is that the ground sort of raises up towards the Skybridge Oak, which is basically at the almost the crest of a very low hill, essentially. The Skybridge Oak is the most defensible position here. Unfortunately, the massive size of the tree and the huge gnarled cleft that the roots make makes it a very easy position to defend, but a difficult one to flee from. So defenders who are taking a position in the cleft of the roots will have a +1 bonus to their parry ratings, and a +2 bonus to their parry ratings, and a +2 bonus to their attack. However, they will also have the difficulty of fleeing the battle increased by 2.
We're not fleeing tonight, are we?
Well,
So guys, I'm thinking we should take out the little wolves first. Because they're tiny and they deal damage. Take them out, then we have less things attacking us.
Oh,
Unless you think they'll just run when we take out the big wolf.
I do have a song, Richard,
Go for it.
which is actually written song.
Okay. Is this one of the group songs, or are you just singing?
This is a song which this is a battle song, I guess. But it was not specifically written for the group yet, I guess.
Okay. So what I will let you do is sing that from the open stance to for your rally for a rally comrade action.
Okay, so I can do that during the game.
Yeah,
right?
during the fight.
So then, can I roll battle then?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Well, guess who has a
Wow.
There's that's another battle.
Is that it? Is that's
Well, this is gonna make the tonight really interesting. We'll come around to you in a minute.
Isn't that my bad madness? I'm still
That's-
miserable.
You are
Yeah,
still
I-
miserable.
so is that his final?
That's
trait?
4.
Oh man.
oh my goodness.
We're off
And
to
it's
a
not so much
better.
an salute as it is an open action.
Yes. We'll come around to Amras's bout of madness here in a moment. This should make tonight very interesting. All right. Stances, please, everyone.
Open.
I'll stay it open.
Are we?
Wow, Ben.
I will shout out to the cleft.
Okay. Very good.
No,
Okay.
not with you. We're not running from this.
Yep. Remember, you can use both. Unless you want to use your spear.
You could run.
This is a worthy tree.
Yeah,
All
I'm staying
right.
where I am. Forward, I guess.
Um.
I mean, I'm running, but I'm also in forward stance. Is that right? Can you do that?
Okay. If you join the elves at the cleft, it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be fairly. The answer, Ben, is no.
I didn't think so.
It's going to be a fairly extended action to do so. So you're going to basically give up your opening volley to get to the defensive position on the tree.
Ah.
So your call about what you want to do. Basically, what I'm saying is the scrambling for battle positions is happening right at the beginning of the fight when opening volleys would normally be happening. So if you want to do an opening volley, you do that rather than taking the defensive position. Up to y'all. I mean, for some of you like Narvi, that won't matter, and Moonin probably either, actually. Idis and Illyri, it's up to you if you want to sacrifice the opening volley or not.
Does my +1 for hunting my specific reindeer come into play?
I'll let you know when it does.
All right, awesome. Yes. I've been carrying around dried reindeer poop for like.
I'm not seeing where that's gonna come in handy today, but keep hoping.
All right, Idis and Illyri, are you taking an opening volley or getting into the high or taking the high ground?
If the other guys are going, I'm following.
Idis? Opening shot or Obi-Wan Kenobi? What are you doing?
I guess the ground.
High ground it is.
I'm gonna be all by myself.
Okay, all right, so you
Yeah,
all
no.
scramble for the high ground. As you do, the man in black armor extends his hand towards you and just screams this horrible, heart-rending, piercing scream. And as he does so, the enormous wolf that is at the front of the rest of the wolves throws back his head and just double checking. Yep. Throws back his head and lets forth a terrifying howl. I'm going to need everyone to give me 2 valor tests. And I'll do the first one first, and then we'll do the second one. So the first one is going to be against a TN 17.
Jeez.
So everyone give me a valor test against a TN 17.
Okay, this is for Idis.
Except for you, Amras, you don't need to.
Oh, okay. I don't. Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
All right, so this is a valor test. Yes?
Valor test.
Yeah.
I get to roll twice, defeat die twice, and pick
Okay.
the better of the 2.
Very good.
As a
And then Idis needs another valor test.
In a moment.
Okay.
17, you said.
Mm-hmm. All right, so roll another d12.
Yep. So I would make it. Oh,
Yay.
Nope.
that's
No?
6.
9 and
Can't.
6 is 15.
What can you spend to add to this?
You
The
can
valor
spend a
test?
point of hope to add, I believe, your heart score.
All right, so I'm at 15, and I'll spend a point of courage as
Okay.
a point of hope to get to add 6 to it.
Okay.
That's a good idea. Wait, it's your heart that you're adding to it?
Yes.
I can just make that.
All right. Narvi, as this creature screams out, you and Idis are both terrified. Idis, as you begin to knock an arrow to the string, your hand trembles and you actually fumble and drop the arrow. Narvi, it's lucky that you have worn your brown trousers today. Because the horrifying scream of this creature fills your heart with a dread which, as a normally undaunted dwarf you have never known before. You are both.
Start with a thread that goes through my intestines.
Yep.
Okay.
You are both terrified.
So I
Idis and
understand.
Narvi, you are both terrified. You cannot spend hope or courage the remainder of the battle.
No problem.
And then Moonin and Illyri, I'm going to need
Yep.
you both to go ahead and give me another fear test, TN 16.
Ah, I made it. Okay, well, I feel like this is an important thing to actually go for. But no, I can't. I can't make that because my heart's only at 2, so I'm going to fail it.
All right, Illyri, you are daunted as well. Only Moonin, son of Nefstan, man of Dale though he is, perhaps because he does not know his danger, but only Moonin, son of Nefstan, stands resolute before this shrieking horror.
Oh, wait. Guys.
What's up?
This probably doesn't apply right now because of, like, already... I don't get... Like, if people with me don't get attacked unless... Hold on. Let me find it.
Are you just making stuff up?
No, I have Grim Aspect.
Yeah,
Right.
The bad guys think that she's one of
Grim aspect does not
them.
apply here.
Elves or dwarves.
Ah!
Amanda,
Huh?
elves or dwarves? If you're traveling with them and they're not tied up,
Right.
Yep.
You are with both elves and dwarves, and Grim Aspect is not going to scare down the Werewolf of Mirkwood and the Lieutenant of Dol Guldur.
It's not scare them. It's solidarity.
Yeah. They smell the stink of the wizard all over you. All right. As they are attacking your defensive position, you guys get to go first. So Narvi, Oldir, and Illyri are up.
All right.
So attack the big wolf. Is that what we're thinking?
I don't know.
All right. Well, Narvi.
The wolf, the werewolf. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, Narvi's going to do that. He's going to rip his mattock, swallow down his spear, kind of wiggle his legs a little to. He's kind of got some weird stuff going on down there. And kind of try to get resolute again and swing his mattock right at the giant wolf beast.
Go and roll to hit.
If I can find my. There it is. What are we at? 10. Oh, actually, hang on. Let me move it.
You can add 2 to your roll when it asks for modifiers.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Heck yes.
All right. That will hit. Right. Dang. Do you have a 5 in your mattock?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
wow.
That might
That's
be a
impressive.
first. All right. You lay into this beast with savage ferocity, stealing your resolve, and hew out a huge chunk of its flesh, of its side and shoulder. It doesn't even seem to notice. It is currently bearing down upon the elven girl carrying the sack. It doesn't even seem to
Alright.
care.
You know,
Oh, fire. It needs a lamp and fire.
All right. Illyri,
time-
you're up.
last time we fought this thing, and by we, I don't mean we. It didn't go well. That went
Yeah.
well.
Illyri, let's see. I guess he needs to make an armor test. Let's see. Your injury rating is 14, which he fails. All right. Illyri, you duck forward in under the lunging wolf and thrust your spear deep into its heart. As you pull it out,
The heart?
The heart is still on it. Pumping.
As you pull the spear out, there's a deep gorge of black blood that begins to pour out, and then it just stops. And the
Whoa.
wolf appears to not even, again, doesn't even seem to care about you.
Guys,
Well,
we
dang
need to
it.
fight it with fire. Actually, we need to fight everything
Or-
with fire.
Magic weapons, or I don't know, silver or something.
All right, it is Oldir's turn. Oldir will strike out with his bitter spear against one of the wolves. And he will hit
Yay!
for
Good job.
9 damage. You hear one of the wolves yelp in pain as Oldir's spear wounds him in the flank. The wolf is still up, but he is snarling in rage. Open stance, Duvaniel, and Amras. Amras, what you doing?
Well,
No, sorry, not Amras, Moonin. I will come back to you, Amras.
I think I'm crazy.
Yeah, I already know what you're doing.
Well, seeing Narvi and Aleri both going after the largest wolf first, I will strike out with Wormslaga and try and do the same thing.
All right. Roll to hit.
And so do I subtract 2 from my target number? Oh wait, I gotta click on that.
No, you just it'll ask for a modifier when you click your attack button and then you click the target.
I not see my attack button.
If you click
I
on
gotta
your
click on myself first.
yeah, you got to click on your token and then you've got your
Yep,
dagger,
no,
spear,
working
sword.
on it. And I get a +2.
Yep.
Oh.
Wow.
Whoa.
It's body. Yes.
For what?
To spend a point. of
Right.
hope. So I'm at 13. Would a 18 get me where I need to be?
18 would get you where you need to be.
All right. I spend another point of courage.
Okay.
And it is Wormslaga. I do not know if an ensorcelled blade has any additional benefits.
Wormslaga's ability is
Improved keen.
okay.
So it's already calculated in my.
Yeah, it's already
stats.
calculated into the stats of the
But
spear.
it is a great success, or it would be now.
Yeah, it is a great success. So you'll do 10 points of damage.
Right.
Moonin, you pile into this creature as well, and your Wormslaga pierces deep into the flesh of this. It's just like a knife passing through butter, right in past the skin and the fur with basically no resistance, and into the side of the great beast. It does not even seem to, again, take any notice of you. It is so intently focused on Tinuel. Let's see here. Duvaniel will just attempt to stab one of the wolves with her sword. And she will miss. Amras.
I'll be right back. There's blood-curdling screams coming from the other room.
Maybe they're fighting a Nazgul too.
Amras, you pick up your long sword in both hands. And as you do, you see a flash in your mind of... So wrong. Amras, you raise your sword in both hands to strike as the wolves come on. And as you do, the world around you fades to black. And you seem to see hovering above you a huge form of darkness. 8 glowing eyes, bloated and heavy, bearing down upon you. Its weight, her weight, crushing your soul. And she says, "The children of Ungoliant are not so easily slain. wayward elf. I will have your king, and I will sit upon his treasure hoards while I grow fat on the sweet blood of the elves. And as you swing your sword blindly through the air, you swing and the blade finds purchase.
Crap.
Moonin, as you thrust your sword, you're in the same stance as him. As you thrust your sword into the side of the wolf, you turn just in time to see the blade flash towards you. Since you were occupied, I'm going
Just wanna
to.
say, I told you so. I told you all. That's Moonin, not Shane.
What is your longsword rating, Ben?
My longsword rating is
Two-handed.
is 1.
Oh. What is your is that your only sword rating? Is 1?
No, my longsword with one hand is 2. My two-handed is 1.
Oh, huh. Okay. Well,
Yeah, I basically haven't leveled him up since I made him.
that seems fair. All right, Moonin, as you are currently attacking, you will not get a parry for this. So it needs to hit a TN of 9 to hit
So
you.
neither my shield nor my.
You're not going to get your parry will not apply to this.
Okay.
And how much do I need to
You
hit?
were not expecting Moonin to just turn and deck you with a longsword. All
I
right,
think Moonin was expecting.
that's fair, but in any case, that would have hit. So that's a great success. So what is your damage rating?
Hey, that's an 11, man. That's an I.
Eyes are always good for me. What is your rating?
My rating is 2.
Your
Damage
no,
is
your
five.
damage. Your damage is 5, so you'll take 7 and 5. So you take 12 points of damage. Also, I need you to roll a protection test, Moonin, because he did roll an eye.
I roll eyes even when I'm not rolling of myself.
Oh my word, you're right.
My goodness.
Cool.
All right, protection test. What's the injury rating of your longsword?
Injury rating is 16.
Okay, protection test against TN16, please. All right, your armor turns the blow as the elven blade snakes in past your defenses and buffets you mightily across the shoulder and chest.
I am weary.
You take the 12 points of damage, and as you do, Amras pulls the blade back for another strike and yells out something to the effect of, "You will never have it. Never, I say!" And Amras, at that moment, the fit of madness passes. And as you look down at Amras, where he is, as you look down at Moonin, where he is staggering, you realize you have struck him with your blade. Illyri, it is your turn. Or no, sorry, Idis, it is your turn.
Aw, I was gonna attack Amras. I'm just kidding.
No, you're not.
You have 4 points of permanent shadow now, Ben.
No, you said
I just literally just clicked that.
Okay.
Holy crap, you guys. What you doing, Idis?
Hey, actually, Richard, you might want to move Amras's character thing over by the wolves and the Nazgul.
To make it easier for you to hit.
yeah.
I think. So, who else has attacked the big wolf so far?
3 of us tried, and we all hit. And
Oh,
it did
you're all
nothing.
doing damage to it. It's looking really rough, but it doesn't seem to care.
So,
well,
but,
I'm going to go for the big wolf as well, and with my bow, just.
Alright, so going after the wolf. You want to rate with your spear or rate?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. What's the TN on that one?
It should be automatically calculated if you click her token
yeah,
and then
right,
click her
right.
weapon.
would be the way to do it. Great bow, and then push back.
Yes, thank
Technically, you should be the rearward stance if you are shooting a great bow.
Oh, okay. My legs here.
You can just drag yourself to the rearward stance. It's fine. Fight just started.
Drag yourself to the rear.
All right, so go ahead and give me an attack. All right. Still fumbling with the arrow, Itis. Hand shaking with fear. You release the arrow and it just shoots wide. All right. It is Tinuel's turn. Tinuel has no weapons except for a very small knife at her side, and she spends her entire turn fumbling, trying to get the lid of the sack open, which is extremely difficult with all the wolves currently bearing down on top of her. But you hear her cry out, "The lamp, it's our only hope!" And that is her turn. It is now the bad guy's turn.
Who currently has the lamp? It's the people that
The elf.
the elf.
We are going to start with the man in the mysterious black armor. How many of you failed the very first valor test?
I did.
Actually, that's all of you except for Moonin. So,
I didn't.
well, but you failed the second one, right?
Right.
So you're afraid. Okay,
I
cool.
didn't fail it either, but I now have the cowardice as my shadow weakness, so I just figured I did.
When you do make a fear test, which will happen again at the start of the next round,
My goodness.
you'll get to roll the d12 twice and take the lower number because you are cowardly.
So he gets one more shadow point. That's it. Right?
He's done, or one more bout of madness. He's done.
One more
Like
round.
as a character.
Yeah,
Done.
I should have had a backup character. That happens on the
No.
before I take a backup character. Well, just
Nope. I'm it.
All right.
It's okay. You rolled all the possible eyes.
The man in black looks at you, Narvi, and smiles a little bit, and extends a hand towards you, like the ghost of Christmas Future on that one Christmas Carol with what's his name, George Scott, and
Sure.
just extends a long black finger towards you, and you hear nobody else hears it, Narvi, but you hear in your mind and. And
There's a velociraptor around here somewhere.
you are temporarily weary while you are in the presence of the Nazgul.
Wait, what?
You are weary while you are in the presence of the Nazgul.
No, I heard you. That's just not cool.
All right, that is all he is doing at this point. The Werewolf of Mirkwood, on the other hand, is going to lunge for the person holding the lamp, which is currently Tinuel. And he's going to attempt to bite her.
bad dog.
He bites her.
Oh,
That's
wow.
his side attack.
That's his bite attack. He's going to do 8 damage to her. And he's going to use his Savage Assault ability to make a second attack with his Rend.
Wait, before I convey more emotion, this is the elf that has the lamp that like started this whole thing.
Well, Duvaniel is the one who stole the lamp. Tunuel is the really young elf who's just really way too cool for all of this. All right, that will also hit.
She was really too cool.
And yep,
Ev.
that will also hit. So she'll take another 8 damage. The wolf lunges forward and begins to tear into Tinuel, and she's unable to get the lamp out of the sack because she is busily trying to defend herself, and basically, trying to move farther up the tree and keep the wolf at bay. Kind of warding them off with the sack, and he's just lunging at her. Eyes are burning like coals with just fury in them. And that makes it the turn of all of the other wolves. So, let's start with...
Maybe we should have killed the wolves first.
Let's see here. lot of self-doubt on your part tonight, Ben. Jonathan.
Yes, I know.
And Ben and all of you, just full of self-doubt.
Hey,
Because we know that this is the last night for all of our characters.
All right, this first wolf that was injured by one of the injured wolves, the one that Duvaniel managed to stab, is going to lunge for Narvi with a bite. And he's going to hit for 6 damage.
Does that hit even with Narvi's +2?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Definitely does. He only needed
tried.
yeah. This next one is also going to lunge at Narvi. That
Oh.
definitely hits. Narvi, you take 3 damage, and I'm going to need a protection test from you against TN14.
Remember, you can be knocked back as well, Narvi.
I love the eye icons on my dice. It just makes me happy when I see those come up.
holy.
Trying to find protection. Where's it on the sheet?
This is
That's
so
armor,
bad.
that's armor, right?
The armor.
Combat values armor, yeah.
Carry arm. Sorry, roll armor.
Yeah, roll armor against TN14.
Yes.
All right, you're fine, but you do take another 3 damage. And then these next 2 wolves are going to both lunge at you, Illyri.
Yay.
Illyri, you take 3 damage. And you take another 3 damage.
Okay.
You hit your edge too there.
You're right.
Dude.
Thank you, Ben.
Dude.
Thank you, Ben.
Sorry.
Ben.
I'm going to need a protection test from you, Illyri.
Same team, buddy. You're learning
I
from the
don't
wrong
know
people
the
in
same
the
team
Tanar game.
anymore. I mean, for all I know, I'm basically a Nazgul at this
As
point.
far as I know, Ben is on my team.
You know, you're taking this best friend thing a little far, Ben.
Can't be best friends with a GM. That's
All right.
All over again.
You are wounded, Illyri. One of the wolves lunges towards you, and its jaws clamp around your arm, piercing through your leather armor, and you feel a bright splurt of warm blood that begins trickling its way down your arm, underneath the armor, and starts coming out through your sleeve. There's also a wolf attached to your arm, which is what you've always wanted. You really like wolves. So, Illyri, you are now seized. You cannot change stance, and your parry rating is now halved.
Oh.
So you cannot change stance, and your parry rating is now halved because you are seized. There's still a few more wolves, so this one is going to bite at Oldir and miss. This one is going to bite at Oldir and hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So that'll be a 3, and Oldir needs to make an armor test.
Oh.
This is going
Swimmingly?
swimmingly, is what I was going to say.
I did tell you you didn't have to hurry back for Astrid's sake.
Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you, Astrid.
We will all die.
It's totally fine. You can stop rolling the eyes. I'm good with that.
All right, come on. All right. Wow, Oldir. I mean, just wow. The wolf lunges for Oldir, clamps around his collarbone, and somehow manages to actually bite through his chainmail armor, rendering him wounded.
He's screwed.
All right.
Could I have used a point of courage to,
You were afraid.
Right, you can't.
or a
use
point of hope?
You are
Okay,
afraid. You
yeah.
cannot spend hope or courage when you are afraid. All right. There are 2 wolves. Actually, there are 4 wolves who still haven't taken their attacks. So, Moonin, this one's coming for you.
All right. If I've done my math correctly, I'm at 17 now. That doesn't matter. Cool. Sweet.
Edged again.
How are you
Ben!
at 17?
All right, so I take 3 points of endurance just
How,
right off.
how would you be at 17? You should. I think you're at 16.
9 for open.
Right.
3 for parry. 2
Okay.
for shield. And
Is
2
your
for,
shield set up on your character sheet?
And also,
says
he's
plus 2 to shield.
in the defensive in the thing.
It's set up on my under combat values at 2.
Yeah, that should be fine. I'm just trying to figure out why it calculated your
All right, come on, armor.
stuff wrong. Shield is 2, parry is 3, so that's 5. No, 5 and 9 is 14. So yeah, that's right. Plus 2 is 16. Yeah, so 16 is correct. All right. Well, so here's the bad news.
Yep, no, I'm wounded.
You're wounded. You also took 3 damage.
Yep.
This wolf is going to lunge at Duvaniel.
Jonathan, I guess, was right. We should have gone for the wolves.
She is going to be hit for 6 damage.
Yeah, because he did. Yeah.
So 2 of the wolves lunge forward, tackling Duvaniel and Moonin. Moonin is borne back, and one of the wolves stoops over him and clamps its jaws down on his throat. You're able to push it off, but you are now bleeding with these ragged puncture wounds on either side of your neck. There are 2 wolves left. One of them, and they're both going to actually go for Tinuel.
Almost is what? Do I like
That
add-
hits. Wow, that was a really good roll. Well, whether or not he has time. All right, Tinuel drops to the ground. Tinuel drops to the ground as she's trying to climb up the tree. One of the wolves lunges towards her, clamps her around the neck, pulls her down as the other wolf stoops over her and rips her throat out.
Dead?
She is dead.
That's bad.
That's it for my wolves. It's the start of the next round. Moonin, instead of Nefstan, you're going to need to make another Valor test, as Nazgul are terrifying. So this will
Yeah,
be
they are.
TN 17, and then you'll need to give me a TN 16 one for the Werewolf of Mirkwood.
All right.
Okay.
I roll an extra Valor die.
Yep.
Or an extra feat die. That's not better.
Nope.
It's hard, so yeah, 17 won't get me there. So I failed the first one, and so I don't need to make.
You don't need to make the second one. You are now terrified.
All right, so I can no longer spend anything. Correct.
That's correct.
Cool. Alrighty.
Welcome to the club.
Top of the round, Narvi.
I would have
Illyri.
been fine if it hadn't been for Amra.
All right.
You're up.
Ah.
All right, guys.
Bout of
So
Madness right at the
somebody
start of a
told me
fight,
to
man.
win. I would, but I'm typically better at hitting things. So, does someone else want to say that they will go get the lamp and I'll keep hitting things? Otherwise,
If Amras can actually move, I will get the lamp next time.
I don't think Amras should.
Thank you for that vote of confidence.
Yeah.
Why is the Lieutenant of Dol Guldur typing?
Alright, that's true.
I think someone else will because I'm better at hitting things. I'm going to attack this wolf right here. Okay. Here it goes. Success.
All right. So you do.
Success, I rolled a success.
Yeah. So you do hit. Which wolf are you hitting? This one right here.
Yeah. That
All right. You obliterate that wolf. You just rip his head off of his shoulders. However, you do have a called shot coming your way next time because you rolled an Eye of Sauron.
Oh, I didn't notice.
All right. That was Narvi's action. Illyri, what you doing?
All right, I'm going to attack a wolf too.
It
You
is
going
all
for the
Butcher's
werewolf
fault.
or one of the other wolves?
No, one of the other wolves.
Okay.
And there's a +2 to the yeah.
Yes. All right.
All right. You do 5 points of damage. You thrust your spear into one of the wolves. It
The one
yelps.
that's attached to me, actually.
Okay, well, all right, very good. You kind of butt it off with the butt of your, push it off you with the butt of your spear, and thrust the spearhead into it. It kind of glances off the, basically goes in until it hits the ribs, and then sort of kicks out to the left and cuts a deep red gash through the flesh and the muscle along the left flank of the wolf. All right.
You also hit your edge there.
Oh, thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Ben.
I will roll a
You're
protection
now only
test.
one in debt.
I will. Let me roll a protection test for the wolf real quick. Let's see here. He's got really good armor. What is the let's see, injury rating 14. Okay, he's all right.
Woof.
It is Oldir's turn. Oldir kind of staggers as he is bleeding, pushes the wolf off of him, and he's going to attempt to strike at the werewolf of Mirkwood with his bitter spear. He's going to hit it for 5 points of damage.
Don't forget your edge there.
He did hit his edge.
Thank you, guys.
There you
The
go.
werewolf of Mirkwood, who has already been wounded once, I believe,
Yes. This could be it.
is going to make a protection test. TN 14. But hold on. Oldir has a bitter spear. He didn't get a Gandalf on his feet die. Okay, never mind. All right, yeah, he does make his edge, but he is wounded and he kind of yelps in pain. And at this point, you can see his body is kind of slowing down as sinews have snapped and his flanks are just streaming with blood. Duvaniel is up. She's going to thrust at the werewolf with her sword and miss. Moonin and Amras.
Did you just roll as Lieutenant of Dumbledore?
I just was emoting as him, but yeah, that was Duvaniel's role.
Go ahead, Ben.
Okay. So is there anything that's special that Amras needs to do? Roll some valor or something?
Are you wanting to go for the lamp?
Well, no. You mentioned that last time. Next time on my turn, I'd need to roll for fear.
Yeah, not this time because basically your madness just cleared.
Oh, okay.
And like your head, like for a very brief moment, like you have clarity.
Okay. I see Tinuel go down beneath this wolf.
You see one of the wolves ripping her esophagus out of her neck.
Yeah. So good times.
There's a crunching sound as it chews down on the cartilage.
So Amras is going to snatch up the bag, and can I climb the tree?
Give me an athletics test.
Oh, I'm good at that. I'm gonna kill it.
It's gonna be a
If you
TN
roll anything,
18.
Ben,
Yeah.
you know what happens to you when you roll. Hey, let Jess click the button.
It doesn't matter. Richard also rolls Eyes of Sauron with him.
It's gonna be a TN 18.
Oh.
More off, so I can use body. I'm gonna spend a point of hope because I'm not crunched down like that, and I'm gonna make that.
Okay.
Are you not fearful?
I'm not fearful. But I do have the new shadow weakness of cowardice because I'm awesome that way now.
Yeah. Thank you for reminding me of that.
I asked you about the valor rolls, man.
No, the valor rolls you're fine for. However, I just recalled that escaping combat from the defensive ground at the base of the tree is a T of an extra 2. So it's actually a TN 20. So does spending for your body get you to 20?
Remind me again how you choose which one's favored.
Is athletics a favorite skill?
No, it's not.
Okay. then it doesn't matter. So what is your normal body score?
5, so it's
'Kay.
just 1
That
point
gets you
short.
19. You're one short.
Did you
Uh,
remember your
you
plus
begin to
1 or
scramble.
plus 2? Doesn't he get a plus 2 on stuff?
Not on this. This is
bonus.
the thing that you get a -2 for by being in the defensive position. Basically, what he's trying to do is escape combat, which I'm going to move you to the rearward stance since you got to be there to do that.
Okay.
But to escape combat, you have to the difficulty of escaping combat where you guys are is increased by 2.
But he still has the lamp.
Right.
I have the lamp now. Now everybody can try and chew on armrests.
That is probably going to happen. All right. So let's see. Did I
Take it
do
out.
Duvaniel?
Is it too late for him to take it out of the bag? The wolf's face.
He cannot do that this round. That is an action.
I think Moonin was left to go.
Moonin?
Yeah. So my question is, who is weary besides myself? Narvi, you're weary, but you are not wounded.
Yeah, I think I am weary. Yeah.
You're weary because of an effect, though, right?
Yes, I'm weary because the Nazgul made me weary.
The Nazgul would go away. He wouldn't be weary anymore.
I'm gonna try and enhearten my comrades.
All right. How are you
which
doing
should
that?
It is open stance. I'm using Spire. If
Okay.
it's successful, all fighting companions who are not wounded ignore the effects of being weary for a number of rounds based off the quality of the success.
Cool.
Nice.
Oh,
And
That was-
so, I will.
Don't forget your bonus die.
I know I'm going to be spending that. I'm trying to decide because I have a quote that I could use, but I think at this point Moonin will actually he will pull out the silver horn that his father gave him and let loose with 3 resounding blasts in hopes that this works. All right,
All right.
and my extra die.
Yes.
All right, so
You
It will
definitely
only-
succeed.
yes, but it will only last for 2 rounds. So you are no longer weary for 2 rounds, Nardi.
Right? Make it count.
Ooh, excellent.
Asfrid. Oh, wait. Idis. Sorry, I didn't mean to skip you. Idis, it's your turn.
This is going for one of the little wolves.
All right. Give me a hit roll. I will say this one right here is the one that Illyria is currently fighting with, and it looks pretty wounded. None of the others have actually taken damage other than the werewolf.
Go for that one. Oh.
That was probably the wrong roll.
No, that was wait. Yeah, no, that was Itis.
With the spear?
That's
Oh, all right. I thought you'd be using your bow.
Yeah, when did you?
Oh, I thought that's what you wanted from last time. Okay, we can.
The last time you was great. Like, you were too great.
Oh, you're right. I am sorry. But that is the wrong. Should I re-roll it?
Yep, reroll it.
Yeah, good one.
Still misses. All right, you let loose another arrow, and it goes wide again as your hand is just still shaking from the fear. Asfrid.
Now, did they add a
Wait.
+2 to that?
yeah. You didn't add a plus.
Plus 2 to that is 16, which is not 17.
That's true.
Asfrid.
No, she can't spend a point.
Nope, can't spend a point of hope. Asfrid, you and Kaowina are moving down the Dusky River with a small, basically flotilla at this point. There's about probably 10, 15 boats that have been requisitioned from Woodland Hall to carry Kaowina's warband downriver, following the trail which your comrades identified before they went off. You're not exactly sure how far you are behind them. Mirkwood is never a super pleasant place, and certainly you have memories about the Dusky River that may not be super positive. And of course, these are very dire circumstances. Despite all of that, it is nice to be with Keowina again. And he sort of expresses as much to you as he sits hunched forward in the stern of the ship, hands kind of drumming on the gunwale, impatiently waiting for the boat to arrive at its destination. Well, Amras, I have to say I would not have thought him capable of doing such a deed.
Nor would I. He has traveled faithfully with us for some time now. A year? 6 months anyway.
I do not know much about these matters of deep lore, but I do know that the Lamp of Balfi has kept the men of Woodman Hall, kept the whole western eaves of the forest safe from the spiders and other fell things of the wood for many generations of men. If we cannot reclaim the lamp, I fear what will happen to our people. This, I suppose all of this is sort of old hat for you by now.
Well, I don't know about that. But yes.
You fought the werewolf before?
I have, and I hope to not do so again. But
Men say they've heard him howling in the woods around the western eaves. He's attacked a couple of cabins.
last time I encountered him, it was after he had attacked some of the elven lamps.
And the great spiders, you fought them too.
I have.
Is there anything that you're afraid of, Lady of the Lake?
Fighting them doesn't mean that I'm not afraid.
Fair enough. I hope I do not take too much upon myself when I say that it would do my heart good, Asfred, if this were the last time.
I think it will be.
All right. Top of the round, Narvi and Deliri, you are up.
Because all of your
Harvey's not
companions will be
here. Yeah, I was gonna say all bleeding stops.
So
Okay. I don't know if I should go for. Oh well. Okay, guys, do I go for the wolf that's like still attached to my arm? No, wait, I think I got him dislodged. Or the
Moonin.
werewolf.
Oh wait, you don't need a protection test because you failed your last one, right, Moonin?
Go for the little wolves.
I don't need a what?
You
Wolf?
failed your last protection test, so never mind.
The lamp will take care of the big wolf, so go for the wolf that was attached to it.
All right, Illyria
Okay,
and
which
Narvi,
one?
what you doing?
Which one was it that attacked me last time? That I attacked? Which one is weird? Ooh, where I lost.
This guy right here is the one that you're fighting.
Okay.
yes.
All right.
Kill it. I hit you.
You plunge your spear through the mouth of the creature, and it dies with a snarl on its breath. Narvi, you're up.
Alright, I'm going to attack the next closest one, which
I'm going for the werewolf or one of the other ones.
one of the little wolves.
Okay.
It's,
I'm sorry, guys. It's actually the bad guy's turn. I'll let you still have killed that one, Illyri, but it is the bad
Thank
guy's
you.
turn. This is what happens when I switch scenes in the middle of a fight.
I can't kill one also.
Amras, the werewolf of Mirkwood, bounds forward and lunges at you with its jaws open wide.
Bring it.
Oh my.
Consider it Broughton.
Yeah.
You take 16 points of damage.
That's me, Dan. I'm dead.
Are you unconscious?
I'm unconscious. That's down to 0.
Well, he uses his Savage Assault ability to rend you with his claws and finishes you off.
Yep.
As Amras turns with a lamp in one hand and tries to scramble up the tree, he begins to pull his way up, and some of the bark actually breaks. He falls backwards, hits the hard-packed earth with a thud, and as he does, with a snarl, the werewolf of Mirkwood. And you can't spend, if you're in the defensive stance, normally you could spend a point of hope to stop this, but you can't because nobody's in the defensive stance, and you can't spend any hope. The werewolf of Mirkwood lunges forward, and its huge jaws snap down, snap down around Amras's throat, as its huge paws just cave in Amras's chest with a mighty blow, and Amras the Red falls in battle with the werewolf of Mirkwood. The sack containing the lamp hits the ground, bounces once, and rolls a little bit.
All right. You get the chat. I'm going to go make
No, stay close, because I'll.
All right, so that was the werewolf of Mirkwood's turn. We have some
Yay!
other wolves, though. So this one is going to come for Narvi. Narvi, you have a called shot coming your way. So if this is not a great success, it misses. If it is a great success, it is a piercing blow.
Bring it.
Consider it
Don't-
brought.
Stop saying that, people.
You're going to need to give me a protection test.
Good dog, you.
Probably fine because you're Narvi, but you never know. You take six. First of all, you take 6 damage, just straight up.
What's the TN I'm against?
TN 14.
Wow, my second eye, which is also a success.
It is a success. However, you have another called shot coming at you for the eye. So and go and check out the 6 damage. And this next wolf lunges for you. It is also a called shot, which also hits. So you take another 6 damage.
Holy.
So that's 12 damage this round, and I need you to give me another protection test.
Oh.
In the world.
Narvi, you have another called shot coming your way.
What the? Dan, come back. Whatever you had.
All right, this one misses because it's only an ordinary success.
That's 3 in a row.
But so that one completely misses. So you only take the 12 damage this round.
I think 4 I rolled this game, but 3 in a row. Oh my.
Wow, guys. The
It's
next
painful,
wolf
right?
lunges for you, Illyri,
Everyone stay. Don't touch
and
me.
Yes!
misses.
Stay away from me.
The next one also lunges for you and hits for 3 damage.
Okay.
The last wolf on this roll lunges for Oldir. Misses him. The really freaking big looking wolf in the back, not the werewolf, but some other wolf,
That we haven't been attacking.
lunges for Duvaniel. And let's see, even with her +2, that hits for 5 damage. She is trying to fend the wolf off with her sword, but he bites a deep gash into her arm. And this last wolf, Moonin, comes for you. For 3 damage.
How you doing there, Moonin?
Oh, Moonin's doing not real great. He's at 10 endurance.
Oh,
Let's see
Another
here. Illyri, you're not weary, are you?
nope.
The man in the black armor now his attention shifts away from Narvi to you, and you hear a voice echoing in your thoughts. I smell the stink of the brown one on you.
That's just nervy.
You are weary.
I am now.
You are weary as long as you are in the presence of the Lieutenant of Dol Guldur.
So, question.
Yep.
Does my Enheartened Companions, will that hold that off for one round for her?
I would say yes. All right, so
Thank you.
so next round it's over. So you have one more round of,
Yeah,
of
they
the
each
Enheartened
get,
Companions.
each get
Okay.
2 attacks. Yeah.
All right. Well, it is now your guys' turn. Illyria, you've already made your move, so Narvi, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna, I guess, move to move either open or defensive stance. Let's see who's up here. Who are the 2 characters that are in forward right now with me?
What's that?
Who are the 2 characters that are in forward stance with me right now?
That's Illyria on your to the far right, and Oldir the elf in the middle.
Yeah, I think I want to move to open stance. No, I'm gonna stand forward. Stand forward. No, I'm gonna move guys in stance.
Okay.
All right.
You no longer have a called shot coming at you, by the way, so I'll mark that off. There we go.
All right, and then I'm going to attack a. What are those?
All right, so you're attacking just one of the wild wolves.
Yeah, and it's a good thing that this turn I'm ignoring the effects of being weary. 'Cause
All right, so that was a 16 points of damage. Completely obliterates this wolf. You cleave its head from its shoulders. Not inventing the game of golf, but very much in that style. It's just kind of a big, and the head goes rolling to the side without so much as a yelp of pain. There's a lot of blood, though. All right.
Someone needs. I should have grabbed the lamp. Someone needs to grab the lamp.
It is
Does the wolf
Oldir's
have it now, or
turn.
does Amherst still have it clutched in
Oldir,
his cold dead
Grab
hand?
the lamp.
Oldir lunges at the werewolf of Mirkwood with his spear, in anger and rage over the fall of 2 of his close companions, and misses. Cool. It is now
Does he
Duvaniel's
have a
turn.
+2?
He does have the +2. Would that put him? No, at 10 still doesn't get him there. Yeah. So Duvaniel is going to thrust with her sword, also at the werewolf of Mirkwood, focusing all her pain and rage upon it, in a futile effort, as she swings her sword wildly through the air. Moonin, son of Nefstan, you are up.
I go for the lamp.
All right. It's your action to pick the lamp up. Are you trying to escape from combat?
No, I want to
Okay.
tear it open.
All right. You lunge.
Reveal the light.
You lunge for the lamp, and
Is the lamp currently being held by Amherst, or has the wolf?
It's on the
acquired it?
ground.
It's on the ground.
all right. Okay. You pick the bag with the lamp in it up, and you reach into it, and you pull the lamp out. Roll 2d6.
Cool. Six. Or a 5 and a 1, depending on how you.
All right.
Say something.
Moonin dropping his guard, and you will need to move into the rear. Oh, you can't be in the rearward stance because there's too many of
The
them. now.
defensive stance.
No, the stance you're in is fine.
Okay.
Moonin turns, drops his guard a little bit, shifts his spear to his left hand, reaches down and pulls the lamp of Balthi out of the sack. As he does so, which the sack, the mouth of the sack had just been opened by Tinuel before she was killed, and so he manages to reach in. He pulls the lamp out, and Moonin holds the lamp aloft. As he does so, there is a flash of blazing light. You hear howls of pain and rage as six of the wolves turn and flee, seeking the shelter of the darkness of the forest. The werewolf of Mirkwood's eyes blaze with a red fury as they focus in now upon Moonin as he holds the lamp aloft. And the lieutenant of Dol Guldur strides forward, drawing this huge sword at his side. And he says, "You would do better, boy, not to play with toys that are too great for you. Give that to one who can wield it better." Idis, it is your turn.
I guess.
While you are holding the lamp, by the way, you get a +6 bonus to your awe rolls.
Okay.
And you triple, if you take the intimidate foe action, you triple any hate point loss generated.
So then I have to move to open stance or forward stance.
That's correct.
Cool. Well, Moon's gonna go out in a blaze of glory.
What is your awe?
It's really more. Aw. No, it's 2. I got 2, and a number of leadership traits which should help with that if need be.
Yes. All right. I guess I'm. So there's the biggest scary wolf, and then the second scariest wolf are remaining.
Oh, I can't intimidate. I'm wounded.
What?
Oh.
Aw.
So I'll shoot the great wolf.
All right. Go ahead and roll to hit.
So bad. I just get nothing.
Your arrow flashes through the air, once again missing the great wolf as it lunges, bounding towards Moonin. All right, is it the top of the round?
Sorry, I had to save a guinea pig from getting drowned.
Moonin.
They were washing the guinea pig?
No, Xander was sticking it inside the cup.
Cool.
Dipping the guinea pig. It's alright. It's a kind of dance that they do in Argentina.
Moonin.
Survived in a house for over 24 hours.
The man in black draws a huge, long, cruel longsword from his side. It's a blade of a type that you've never seen before. It's hilt long enough to handle the grasp of two huge, black, gauntleted hands as it strides towards you quickly, bringing the blade around in a screaming speed towards you.
No.
All right, that's his edge. So, first of all, you're going to take 14 points of damage.
So I'm at 0.
Holy crap.
Secondly, I need you to make a protection test.
You got it. Nope. That's it. That's 2 wounds and 0 endurance. Any combination which would kill Moonin.
Moon instead of Nefstan. The lamp of the light of Balthi flickers out as it hits the ground,
Oh.
and you stagger back, clutching at your chest. Is there anything Last thoughts that flash before your mind, last words that you speak.
There's a single thought back to a river in the moonlight and a pale maid. And that's it.
Moonin, as you fall to the ground, the werewolf of Mirkwood lunges forward and attacks Illyri. Illyri, you take 16 points of damage.
Okay.
As the werewolf of Mirkwood, now seeing the lamp, the light of the lamp extinguish, barrels forward.
I'm unconscious.
You are unconscious. The last of the huge wolves bounds forward, snapping its jaws at Uldir, and misses completely.
Yes! Radio off!
At this moment, let's see, who is actually conscious at this point? Narvi and Idis, I guess. Are you unconscious and have a wound, Illyri?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you are just dying.
Okay. I'm just dying. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Don't overreact.
Unless treated with a successful healing roll within 12 hours. So, okay. Idis and Narvi, as the black-clad figure turns towards you, Narvi, raising its sword to strike you down. The light of the lamp suddenly flares up, and everything around you seems to sort of freeze, sharply etched and outlined in a blue radiance, as a brown-clad figure steps between you and the ring wraith, and says, "Begone, foul Dwemerlake! This is not your place." There is a bright flash of light, and as the Nazgul staggers back, shrieking, Narvi and Idis, you find yourselves being led away from the field of battle. Radagast carrying Illyri's body in his arms.
Aw.
Oh. I'm going to. Can I attempt to grab my other? I guess I can't grab all my fallen comrades.
Do you want to go for Moonin's body or
I
Amras's
was gonna
body?
say, let me go for Amras's.
All right.
He's my wingman.
As you stagger away, you
Okay.
manage to pick up the rended and bloody body of Amras as you carry it away from the battlefield. Uldir stumbles behind, carrying he and Duvaniel carrying Tinuel between them.
Can I just get is she strong enough to do that?
You can get Moonin.
Thank you, Idis. Thank you.
Barding solidarity. You stagger away from the field
From
of battle,
Barding heaven.
carrying your wounded, your dying, and your fallen comrades. And back behind you, you can hear the howling of the werewolf of Mirkwood. Asfred, as
What happened? So Radagast got the lamp, right?
he did
Yeah.
not, he got Illyri.
What?
What?
Wait,
Where?
someone got the lamp? Wait, I want to get the lamp.
You
Where's
got
Amras?
your wingman, buddy.
What? I thought we had the lamp.
Leave the wingman.
Well, wait a minute. But he
Yeah.
got his he did have the lamp.
I
He
thought
didn't.
we
had the
had-
lamp.
He didn't. He was able to make the lamp flare up. He did not pick the lamp up. He
Well,
deliberately did not pick the lamp up.
I want to pick up the lamp. I'll go back to pick up the lamp.
Are you going to drop Amras's body, turn around, and run back to the werewolf?
No. I want to go back in time.
Radagast very
Great Scott!
Radag-
How far did they get in like the 6 seconds it took them to pick up my body?
Radagast very deliberately did not pick the lamp up. That seemed to have been part of the magic that he was using to temporarily freeze your enemies in place so that you could get away. If you would like to interfere with that, you may, but I will not be responsible for the consequences.
That's fine.
Okay.
We can use a laugh.
Because you are the rest of the time.
Well, no, the dice are totally responsible for basically everything that's happened. Bad dice rolls and poor decision making and alcohol and Ben. Those things.
Corbin.
I don't actually blame any of that on you, Ben. That was the single worst run of luck I have ever seen in my entire time
Astonishing.
of running this game. Like,
Statistically, it should not have happened.
Yes, Jim and I are over here like, what character should we do? And Jim's like, I was also thinking of doing an elf. I'm like, yeah, you get the elf dice. Okay, man, you get the elf.
It's all about sorrow, so I figure it's.
it is all about sorrow. So, Asfred, as Kaewina's hunting party alights at the edge of the forest river and begins to prepare to make their way following the trail that Amras was able to leave behind him. You see Radagast the Brown striding out of the wood, carrying the maimed body of Illyri in his arms, slipping in behind him very slowly. You see first Narvi, and then Idis, and then the two wayward elves, all carrying in their arms the maimed, skewered, torn, and rent bodies of their comrades. And Radagast shakes his head a bit. I came too late. I had to leave the lamp in order to save them. The enemy's work has been done here today. But I think that Amras has paid for his sins.
He died fighting the wolf.
He did. It's actually Oldir that answers that question. He did. Antinuo and your friend from Dale, whatever that thing was. What have we done, Duvanio? I do not know. Radagast carries Illyri's body over to the boat and says, "Come quickly. I do not know how long it will be until the wolves pick up our trail again. We should make for Woodland Hall before the night falls." And with that, unless there's anything anybody else wants to do, you all
Is the
take
wolf
ship.
lost?
What was that?
I did not come prepared to face the enemy that I fought today. It is lucky that he was also not prepared for me. I had to leave the lamp to save the others. But we will do all that we can to get it back.
Very
For
well.
now, let us see to the fallen. And remember their courage and their sacrifice.
Very well.
So you begin your journey back upriver. Illyri, you come to consciousness about an hour later as Radagast has tended to your wounds. Munin, Amras, and Tinuel's bodies are cleaned up as best can be. As Radagast explains, you all remember that Radagast can travel through Mirkwood much faster than you guys would normally be able to. And so as you're going upriver, Radagast explains that one of the river maidens came to him to tell him of the flight of the wayward elves and that he had followed them with all possible speed, hoping to overtake them before anything bad happened to them. It was actually because of the expenditure of power that was necessary to find and catch up to them that he was unprepared for a knockdown, drag-out fight with one of the ring wraiths. As you head back up towards Woodland Hall, night is falling, and in the wood you can hear the distant howl of wolves. And above all of the howls and the cries of the wolves, one cry in particular seems to be particularly fierce this night. As you rest, those of you who are not wounded, which is I think none of you, or Idis, you're not wounded.
I'm not actually wounded.
Oh, you're not wounded? All right, well, if you're not wounded, you'll gain your heart score equal to endurance. Those of you with wounds, Radagast treats them. And so as you rest for the night, those of you with treated wounds recover 2 endurance. Those of you without wounds recover 2 endurance plus your basic heart rating. We'll talk about that, Ben. JM, I'm open to it, but we just need to we need to talk about some of the details of it.
Totally okay with me.
Actually, yeah, I think we can make that work. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
All right. As you arrive back at Woodland Hall and you rest for the night, at this point, too spent to really do anything else. The next morning comes, and already reports have begun to filter in among the woodmen of attacks of goblins and wolves at some of the farmsteads on the outskirts of the woodman settlements, as the light of the lamp of Balthi has been dimmed, and the evil things of Mirkwood have begun to take advantage already of the state of affairs. Are any of you doing anything particular in the morning? Would any of you be out walking around, or would you mostly be resting up in bed?
I would say that Narvi probably had a pretty restless night's sleep, so in the morning, just after a big battle like that, he's not really wounded, but he lost some comrades, and he's probably maybe just out walking the streets, not really.
Astrid is up early as well.
Astrid and Narvi, if you're out kind of wandering around, you might notice a gray-clad figure walking along the shores of the dusky river, down by the docks. Upon looking closer, you see that it is Berthagund, the woman who drank some of Amras's wine. She is walking kind of slowly along the misty fringe of the river, with a gray shawl pulled close around her head.
Astrid will approach her. Astrid recognizes her. Like, she can see the face well enough to know who it is.
Lady Astrid. She bows her head a little bit.
You are up early, Berthagund.
I have not slept in 2 days. The darkness still haunts my visions. The eyes. the weight pressing down upon me. I came down here for air, but I cannot catch my breath.
I
They say
think
the lamp is gone.
the lamp is gone. For now.
What will become of us? We will all fall into shadow.
No, Berthagun, we will not fall into shadow.
How can you be so confident after everything that has happened?
We will keep fighting it.
It's easy for you to say, living in your great big palace on the lake, far away in the north.
I don't live far away in the north anymore.
I had forgotten. Will the Lord Keowina be able to lead us? Or will we need a stronger Lord, I wonder?
I believe he can. He's not a stranger to the evils that we face.
And even if there is hope for the woodman, what hope is left for Berthagund?
I will find it with you. You won't be alone.
Give me an inspire roll, Asfred.
Fabulous. Could I persuade her?
This is inspire.
$14?
I would also take a song if you've got a relevant song.
I might. Asfred has songs.
She turns and looks out over the river, trying to pierce the gray veil with her eyes as she gazes into the east. Berthagund, a battle maiden, fair to Folkmoot, flaxen-haired one, husband-hungry, hale, glad-hearted, fell on the flaxen-haired one, looming shadows long and dreary. The bright beer cups shall Berthagund carry nevermore in kinsman's hall.
I can't find my songs. I don't have a song I can pull up right off.
That's okay. You
Not-
can give me a song roll if you would like to.
Particular situation. Asfrids are all about dying happily.
I feel like Asfred's probably seen some crap.
Yes.
So I've seen a lot of elves die in her time.
All right.
But it's a Gandalf.
It's a Gandalf.
Wow. Nice.
She looks at you for a moment, nods a little. When you go back to Sunstead, if if you will have me.
I want you. Will you have me?
Whatever life I have left, Lady of the Lake, is yours to command.
Astrid takes her hand and leads her back to the circle of houses.
All right. And as if the the darkness of the last 2 days were not enough, the late morning finds the thanes and men of the Woodland Hall, the men of Rosgobel, the men of Mountain Hall, the men of Woodman Town, the men of Sunstead, and the men of Tyrant's Hill gathered around the hall. Off to the left, there are the just recently ceased smoldering ruins of the 3 buildings which were destroyed by the fire that Amras set. And Mogdred is standing up in front of the Thanes, addressing them. We need a strong leader. The lamp of Balthi is gone. The men of Woodland Hall are brave and valiant, but they were not enough to protect it from the treachery of those who were supposed to be our allies, who are supposed to be our friends. We woodmen cannot trust. We cannot look to Dale. We cannot look to Thranduil and his halls. We cannot look to wizards for our aid. If there is help to be found for the woodmen, it must come from us. The woodmen need a strong leader. And I think that I am that leader. If you will take me, men of Mirkwood, I will lead you to victory, and I will make the glory days of my father seem as only the distant echoes, the dim foreshadowing of the kingdom of the wood. Kaewina stands up. You've said a fair bit, Mogdred. But I wonder if there are some here who might remember that 'tis only a week since you were considered enemy and outlaw by many here. If the young thanes of Woodland Hall have forgotten it, the folk of Sunstead and the Black Tarn do not have such hasty memories. We owe no love, no loyalty, and no fealty to the men of Tyrant's Hill. If my counsel, if my friendship, if the gold that I have spread among you, the rings that I have doled out over the years, means anything to anyone here, I would say, take me for your lord, take Mundurik for your lord, take the Lady Astrid, if you would. I do not care. But if you follow Mogdred, you follow him to the destruction of all the woodmen. When he finishes his speech, Mundurik the Ponderous stands up. He is quite ponderous. He's a large, fat, red-bearded warrior who spent the previous day marching off in no particular direction in search of the Lamp of Balthi, but made a good deal of noise about doing so. He stands up and he says, "Well, my friends, we've heard from the dark-eyed Mogdred, and we've heard from Kaewin the Generous, but I, Mundrik the Ponderous, I will lead you to glory, to battle, to feasting, to drinking. If the ale that was destroyed yesterday makes you sad at heart, why fear not, for there are within my cellars enough casks that the ale may flow free in Mirkwood for a year and a day, and we will celebrate my ascendance to the title of war leader and our victory over our enemies. Confusion to the enemies of the wood." And there's very muted applause from a few of Mundrik's friends. And that's about it. Is there anything any of you would like to add
What was the
before the vote is taken?
What was the response to the other two?
The response seems measured in both cases, but at this point, you would guess that Mogdred has a slight edge over Kaewina in terms of support.
So, Narvi will, perhaps against his better judgment, but he's had a long couple of, how far past the fight are we now?
It's the following day. It's middle of the morning the following day, so not quite 24 hours.
So, Narvi's going to stand in the crowd, probably looking a little worse for wear.
You hear muted grumbling from many of the men of Woodman Hall, who remember how you struck their leader, Fridwald the Runner, a couple of years ago, across the face, breaking your staff of office.
Yes. Narvi is going to say, "Men of Woodman Hall, what you are casting your vote for today is to find not just a leader, but one who will serve you. One who will take their sword and pledge it in their life for you. Anything less would be a disservice to you, to your families, and to everyone here." He's going to kind of grip his staff and say, I understand the importance of an office and the responsibility that serving goes, that serving the community has. I am not here looking for more power as the others that have stood up may be. But I will say that one of these individuals here is seeking not to serve you, but is seeking simply to gain more power from this office. And so, and if that is the intention, that is exactly what will be accomplished. I take what you will, vote for who you will. But I tell you that Modred, he's going to kind of turn and look at him. Modred is not a man to be trusted. I've seen many men. I've seen good. I've seen bad. I've seen servants of the dark and servants of the light. Modred and the men of Terrence Hill do not deserve this office. So don't sit down. Just leave it at that.
Give me an inspire roll.
Are you sure they ain't gonna wear your orange vest no more, man?
Inspire roll. Well, let's see. What's the TN? 100.
For you it is 16.
And my it's not a favorite skill, so I can only have 4. So no point in adding anything. Unless Astrid wants to help. Can she help from the audience?
Astrid's got her own thing that she's going to do, I think.
Good. Oh, so I can choose one. Alright. I'm done.
All right.
Because I have no way that I can add anything else to that.
Astrid, do you have anything you want to add? Aliri?
Astrid is stand up and glance from Mildred first to Carolina. She doesn't take much notice of the third candidate.
I'm gonna win.
And she is going to address those present. Men of Hall, you have known the generous to be a strong and fearless leader. Many years ago, you voted to include Sunstead Hall as part of your leadership. And at the time, it was a small settlement. He has since then built it up to be a place of beauty and strength. He has served his people faithfully. Remember what Lord Kaowina the Generous has been to you, and remember what Mokdred has been to you. And think of who has served your people faithfully. She will step back.
Give me an inspire roll.
Is that persuade? I was trying to make it persuade.
I will take persuade.
14?
14.
And it is a favored skill. So that will be a 19
Okay.
and a great success.
Because you're spending a point of hope.
I am spinning a point of hope.
Do you not have your person that lets you reroll d12s on certain skills?
I never stated who was with me this fellowship phase,
Okay. All right. We won't worry about
I-
it then. We'll just.
but
All right. So
do I
Are
spend?
they-
It's up to you. I haven't used anybody.
go ahead and spend the point of hope.
Okay.
Go and spend the point of hope. Because it's not. I don't think it's the sort of thing that a servant would be helping you with anyway. So.
Mechanics wise, what are the possible roles that this could actually be?
It would be one of the personal ones, right?
You've really got to. Main thing I would be looking for would be inspire. Maybe persuade.
Okay. I
Maybe
have
it's on-
nothing in both of those.
Okay. So maybe just grunt.
I'm just gonna cheer with the people I agree with
Okay.
and
Very good.
boo.
All right. So you get a great success. So that bumps. Let me just make a note here.
Just out of, just in case I decide I want to say something, what what is the main reason that people are supporting Modred for? What is his?
He kicks butt.
Yeah, he's the son of the previous war leader, right? He's Ingrimar's son, and he is been very militarily successful against the orcs of Fenbridge Castle. So like he has a reputation for being a strong military leader, and he has a lot of money, and all of his guys are super well equipped. Like, not really clear maybe where all of that's coming from, but he seems to have his act together. All right. Idis, as the sole living representative of the people of Dale present, is there anything that you would like to add?
Yes. And I'm going for persuade here. Idis will step forward and say, as you evaluate your future leaders today, I ask you to take into consideration one of the most important aspects in a leader who will determine your fate. And that would be whether or not you can trust them to follow through and with their promises and to protect you and your greatest interests. And I ask you to consider which of these candidates has shown faithfulness and which of these candidates has had doubt cast upon their character. And Idis will. Can she bring up the clarification? Has the doubt on his character, Modred's character, been made known to the people?
No. You guys were totally going to do that, and then somebody stole a magical lamp and everything, but I got distracted. And now, because the magical lamp has been stolen, the timetable for the vote has basically been accelerated because...
I called it.
Can I ask, Idis is speaking for Dale. I had that bonus die from Moonin's speech. Can she invoke that in this point? Just
I
some
will allow it.
goodwill carrying on. All right, awesome.
Aw, from the grave.
From the
Fantastic
grave.
persuasion, which should help with her having committed to non-evidence backed claims. Yeah, I guess that's about all she can say with
Okay.
the evidence at this point.
All right, give me a persuasion roll, and you can add one additional d6 to the roll based on the contributions of your fallen comrade, Moon, instead of Nefstan.
Yay.
Just roll them.
So my first roll, and 14.
Now you can add an extra d6.
There you go.
So that gets you to 17.
Like a
All right.
boss.
There's some general kind of like nodding and kind of murmurs of agreement. At this point, the crowd seems basically evenly divided between Kaewina and Mogdred, support for Kaewina and support for Mogdred, as the time comes to tally the votes.
I can't do like an awe thing, right?
How would you do that? How would you spin that? Like,
I would scare them by saying, if you vote for him.
What about song, Amanda?
probably scaring
have
people
a
into the vote that you want to do is probably not a great plan.
You found a song,
I did, but I don't have a song.
but
I have 0 in song.
the house rules.
Okay. I have a song that maybe might be, sort of, but that only gives me a 1 even if I use that.
Oh, is that just a 1 extra die?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You have to write your own if you want an automatic success. Sorry.
Do you use that? You get automatic. I don't remember that, but okay.
Yes, if it's your own song, it's an automatic success.
All right. Well, everybody pause. I'll take about 30 minutes and I'll be back.
That's why it works. That's why it works.
That's why it works.
Could you use awe in building up of
I would say that's probably more inspiration. Yeah, if you want to like just talk somebody up really good and build them up and just talk about how great they are, that's definitely inspiration.
Can I stand up there and go? I worked for Modred, and he's the best one ever.
I think probably
And then
not.
watch it.
Yeah, I think it's probably not gonna work.
Dang it.
All right.
Gandalf. Like that's what would happen if you were trying to play the system. You'd roll a Gandalf and you would succeed, and Moped would win, and we'd all blame it on you.
That would be fair. I would have tried though. I can do nothing else. There's just a general Modred is not the right one.
Okay.
Modred sucks.
Boom!
Who is peddling elf ears and whose backside is a dwarf. So yeah.
I don't think Bertha Goon is going around talking about that.
Yeah, Bertha Gunn's not really participating.
Nope.
Martha Good has no jokes no more.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Several minutes pass as the woodmen each come up and inscribe their vote on a small bit of wood and cast it on a small stave and cast the rune staves into a pile. As they begin to be counted, 1 for Mogdred, 1 for Kaewina, 1 for Mogdred, 1 for Kaewina, 1 for Mogdred, 1 for Kaewina, 1 for Mundurik, and
Right to party.
and as it actually as the votes continue to roll in, it seems as though a surprising number of people actually voted for Mundurik, sort of a third-party option, I guess. But Mogdred, so far, Modred and Kaewina are dead tied. And still dead tied.
I knew that was how votes were decided.
Is there anything we
It
can
looks like a tie.
dead tied?
Still a tie. Oh, someone pulled ahead. Oh, looks like Trump won. What?
And as the last of the votes are tallied, Friedwald the runner stands, turns to address the crowd. You have all assembled at the Ring of Doom, and you have all given your vote. This is how the woodmen choose their leaders, not by right of succession, for we will have no tyrants. And he looks very pointedly at Modred. We will have no kings to rule over us. The woodmen choose their chieftains, to lead them well, and to lead them wisely. To show to them an open hand, to deal out gold, to lead them in battle. And if their leaders should prove stingy with rings, cowardly in battle, black at heart, the woodmen will choose a new leader. And heaven help the old. It is called the Ring of Doom. Because it is here that the doom, that the fate, the judgment of the woodman is chosen by your own mouths and by your own hands. You have chosen your leader today. By ancient right. By all our customs and laws. Mogdred is this day made ward leader of the woodmen.
Oh.
Friedwald kind of looks down at the ground a little bit. May he lead us well and wisely. Kiwina places his hand on Asfred's shoulder. It is all right. What are you doing, Jonathan? Kiwina
I was scratching my keyboard.
Kiwina places his hand on Asfred's shoulder.
This is a very upsetting session. Very upsetting.
It is all right, my love. Let us turn to happier matters. I believe there is a wedding which awaits us in Sunstead. Remember, you have promised.
I have not forgotten.
I was gonna say.
And can you give up all of this running after monsters?
I think I can.
I will give you new things to run after.
Oh,
Yes.
oh.
And that is the end of the adventuring phase. Yeah. So first of all, the vote came within 1.
Was there anything else?
You guys edged Kwena ahead a good bit by all of your support. He was behind, you guys edged him ahead, and then I was rolling for the votes of the different woodman houses, and they were tied all the way until the very last roll. And Mogdred pulled ahead by 1.
Oh.
I feel like I'm legitimately more upset about that election than I was about like the last one. Dang.
Dying.
Hey, Mogdred is gonna make Mirkwood great again. He is.
It's just
It's gonna happen.
We've been trying to stop Motrid for so long.
I was planning on doing Astrid's song before the vote, but I didn't realize that it was happening, and I messaged you to ask, but you didn't see it until later.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. The vote was accelerated because of the whole lamp thing.
Well, no, but I mean, the company song that Astrid did for her last fellowship phase, it has to be sung in the section you want to use the extra dice on.
Oh, I see.
And so it had to be the session where the vote was, and I didn't realize that it was happening.
Yeah, an extra dice I don't think would have.
It.
Yeah.
Well, unless it was a
Could
great
have.
success,
Yeah. Well, you got a great success, but yeah.
but it could have been extraordinary.
Could have been extraordinary.
And it's not just for Astrid; it's everybody in the company gets one.
Oh, that's.
I tried. That was actually why she went out that morning.
Oh.
Yeah. So I did try.
Well, the good news is that Bertha Gund doesn't commit suicide because you went out that morning. So.
Well, that's good.
Oh.
What? Yeah. Hold on.
So that was averted. It wasn't a wasted walk.
It's good. So if we had both said that we were just going to like hang out inside, she would have just.
So
Throw yourself into the river.
surviving party members may take a fellowship phase at this time. So while you're thinking about that, I will speak to all of the non-surviving party members, which is So you can do any non-year-end fellowship phase action at this time. And then next session, we will start with the Wedding of Astrid. And then we will do a year-end fellowship phase, and then we will pick up with your continuing adventures in the following year. So, those of you who are currently making new characters, which I guess is Ben and JM, some of you've sort of messaged me about options you already are thinking about. We can talk about those during the week. Moon, JM, you mentioned that you were interested in playing a high elf.
I am.
There's
I am
actually
not a regular elf.
there's actually a good opportunity for a high elf coming up if you want to go that direction. I will also put out that the 2 Wayward Elf survivors, as well as Berthagund, are up as playable characters if you should choose to want to play one of them.
Part of me wants to do a Wayward Elf just to like redeem the whole poor, sad tale of Amras. But I sort of feel like I don't want to do those 2 who helped actually cause this problem. I feel like those guys are jerks who should go away forever.
I mean, that's fair, but maybe redemption is something you could seek. So anyway, it's I'm just putting them out there as options. I will say, I really like the idea of doing backstory one-shots, so you guys get extra gaming out of this, I guess. So that's good. Yep.
Do we have any XP?
Oh yes, you guys all get 3 XP for tonight.
Backup character.
You guys all get 3 XP for tonight because you fought a Nazgul and the Werewolf of Mirkwood. You also get 2 more XP for the previous 2 sessions this adventuring year. So
Cool.
you should be at a total of 5 XP for this adventuring year. So yeah, we can talk about new character concepts and how to work them into the current campaign. But I just wanted to let you guys know that those NPCs are out there as playable characters. There are also several members of the Silvered Horns, all of whom would be eligible if you were interested in playing a barding. One of whom is very lovesick now.
Lovesick seems a little,
Yeah, sorry, heartbroken. Thank you. Yeah. Heartbroken to the point of possible madness. So that could be fun for somebody, like me. I would have fun with that.
Around.
Been there, done that.
All right, so very quickly, do you guys want to just start with your fellowship phases next time, since it's already pretty late, and that way you guys have a couple of weeks to think about them?
I want to think about mine.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
But I want to look over the options first.
All right, so next session we'll do a fellowship phase, a wedding, a year-end fellowship phase, and then we'll start the new adventuring year.
Okay.
What's up, Jam?
Interesting.
What does decomposing get Moon
Decomposing?
as his fellowship phase?
Actually, about that,
Uh-oh.
unfortunately, neither Amras or Moonin ever achieved sufficient standing or engaged in any official romantic relationships that would make them eligible to have a song written in their memory. However, as a party, you can spend treasure to commission a skald to compose, or a bard to compose something in their honor, or you can compose something in their honor yourselves. And so actually what we'll do next time is we'll start with a funeral, and then a fellowship phase, and then a wedding, and then a fellowship phase. So it's going to be 2 fellowship phases, a wedding, and a funeral will be the next episode.
Nice.
Awesome. Thank you, Richard. This was awesome.
Oh, my voice is just completely shot. Yeah,
Maybe
wow,
because
guys.
of all the screeching.
Oh no, I can still do that.
All right. Wow.
I can still do
Our
that.
daughter is so good at screeching.
Well, I feel
Yeah.
like I redeemed the reputation of the Nazgul, since he only attacked once and it was an instant kill.
I was already wounded. It was half dead. He cherry picked the werewolf's kill. I'm just gonna say.
Okay, I'll remember
We're all
that.
probably talking
I'll
about it
remember
right
that.
now.
He was totally camping for the kill, man.
Man, in my head, that scene was so cinematic. Like, Moonin lifts up the lamp and holds it up, and there's this flash of light, and the other wolves, like, turn and flee and cower, and the Nazgul just steps forward and is, like, talking smack and draws his sword and just plunges it right into Moonin's chest.
When you kept saying that
That was definitely a mortal wound, not a mortal wound.
Brother.
during
That
during
joke.
this scene,
The best joke ever.
He's undying.
It's an immortal
Someday we'll go into the West.
That joke will someday go into the West. So they're like in the city of Tyrion, where the holy and immortal elves still dwell in the bliss of the gods. Tulkas is sitting around a table. So then the Hobbit says, "That's not a mortal wound. That's a mortal wound." And the whole earth shakes with the laughter of Tulkas the Strong. It's canon now. All right. Thank you guys very much. I know this was not like the most exciting night. Well, no, it was the most exciting night. I know this was not the happiest night ever, but
Downerist.
yeah, but that
Not your fault. That's how it goes.
that is scenic Mirkwood. The dice tell a story. So, all right. Well, we'll see you. Well, I mean, I'll see all of you before 2 weeks is out, but we'll talk new character concepts, and those of you who did not just die can be thinking about 2 fellowship phases. So,
Yep.
all right, guys. Good night.
All right.
Good night.